Number 5 says, Enrique filled a box and said its volume was 30 balls. Hannah filled the same box and said its volume was 38 cubes. Explain how Enrique and Hannah could get different volumes for the same box. Well, when you use different units of measure, the amounts needed will change. So the cubes could be, in this case, they're probably a little smaller, where the balls, they could be larger than the size of the cube. Now B, are balls or cubes better for measuring volume of a rectangular prism, and why? Now, though it is possible to measure with both, cubes are the best for measuring volume. They stack nicely and will fill a prism perfectly. So again, with that question, remember there's two parts to it. They just don't want to know that cubes are better. They also want you to elaborate and explain as to why you feel that way. Now let's move down to number 6. It wants us to find how many cubes would it take to fill this prism. So the easiest way that I feel to do these, let's label the dimensions. So from left to right, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide. It would be 1, 2, 3, 4 in length, and the height would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a fifth one hiding there. So our 3 dimensions that we are going to use would be 4, 5, and 6. We can use one of the formulas, volume equals length times width times height, and when we multiply those out, 4 times 5 times 6 equals 120 cubes. Now, since there are 120 cubes, volume is measured in cubes or cubic units, so the answer for the first part of that question, and how many cubes, is also the answer for the volume of this prism. Number 7 is very similar to number 6. The first part asks us to find how many cubes would it take to fill this prism. Again, I would prefer or suggest that you get the 3 dimensions. Now this one's a little friendlier to count, and we have, looks like 4 by 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could use one of 2 formulas here. This one does a nice job of giving us the opportunity to use volume equals area of the base, or big B, times H. Since they filled up the entire bottom layer, you can see it's 4 by 4, which is 16, times our height. There's going to be 8 layers of 16, so we can multiply those out, and we get our volume equals 128 units cubed. Or you could choose to stick with the formula volume equals length times width times height, and do 4 times 4 times 8, getting the same answer of 128 units cubed. So since we solved it using the volume formula, we are at 128 cubic units, or we practiced our label. We can write that, would be another option. And since there are 128 cubic units, that means it will take 128 cubes to fill that prism.